What's the stupidest thing you ever seen a religious person call satanic?
My mom was terrified I'd accidentally summon a demon playing Yu-Gi-Oh!
Masters of the Universe. It was back in the 80s. My crazy, over-the-top, religious aunt said, "It's satanic. There is only one master of the universe and it's God." 6 years old me rolled my eyes so hard, I'm sure you could hear the noise it made.
Rocks. I'm a rock hound, and collect rocks, gems, and stones. The link between crystals and spirituality has gotten me called a devil worshipper for liking rocks. I don't even use them spiritually, I just like shiny shit.
A microscope. An acquaintance of mine called a microscope a gift from the devil, because it makes people question the divine plan.
Dancing in general.
1. Coca-Cola because the red supposedly represented the devil. 2. A deck of playing cards.
My dad wouldn't let me watch anything that had magic or monsters, because he thought it would let demons into the house. This included Power Rangers, Ben 10, H20, Just Add Water, Harry Potter, Scooby-Doo and more. The most ridiculous one was not letting me watch Jessie on Disney Channel. This had no magic or monsters, but he thought that the pet lizard one of the characters had represented the snake that deceived Eve into eating the apple.
A friend's wife once got into some religious thing where anything of beauty was satanic. Flowers, scenery, anything beautiful. Satan was luring you with its beauty.
Once I had a classmate and she had a cartilage piercing. We had an assembly and this group of people with puppets came and told the story of Easter. At the end we were walking out and one of the people from the group walked over to my classmate and said, "What is that thing on your ear?" She said it's a cartilage piercing, and the person from the group walked over to where the group was packing their stuff and said, "She has definitely got to have worshipped the devil. That disgusting ear piercing she's got."
I knew this Christian lady that refused to eat deviled eggs. Edit, my wife said her cousins weren't allowed to eat candy on Halloween when they were kids because their mom didn't want to celebrate the devil's birthday.
Decorative owls, owl-themed home decor.
Without a shred of sarcasm, I once heard an evangelical describe hot Cheetos as a product of the devil.
An energy drink edit. Yes, I was talking about Monster.
My wife's mother pulled her out of the Care Bears movie when she was a kid because the bears were casting satanic spells out of their stomachs. My wife still holds a grudge.
The 80s country music song Elvira by the Oak Ridge Boys. They were convinced they were singing Hellfire Up instead of Elvira.
Tampons. I'm not joking or lying. When I was a kid, early 90s, there was a God botherer protesting outside a Superdrug, UK pharmacy chain, screaming about the satanism of feminine hygiene products corrupting women into sin. This God botherer was a woman. Man facepalming, rolling on the floor laughing.
A toothache. "The devil is trying to enter my body," was the quote. Initially, I thought they were making a weird joke. They were serious.
Back in the 70s it was a lot of stupid barcodes. The little symbol on Procter & Gamble products. Yoga and or meditation. Lots of different music by different artists. My small-town Christian private school had a particular teacher who was absolutely dying mad about his students' fondness for Michael Jackson, AC/DC, and other bands of the time. The funniest one of all was dancing. The joke around my conservative Christian college in the 80s was that sex was outlawed because it could lead to dancing. For some bizarre reason the administration thought dancing was totally evil.
I remember a lady saying she refused to eat mushrooms. They were satanic because they grew in the dark.
Being left-handed, a church I visited wouldn't let me play music BC of it.
D&D, but strangely enough, not the Lord of the Rings.
Movie theaters. My dad couldn't go to movie theaters as a kid because his parents are so obsessively religious.
For a while, I wasn't allowed to use the word weird because it was associated with witchcraft. Apparently because Shakespeare wrote about the witches of Weird. Edited to say, thanks to those of you who are knowledgeable about Shakespeare and are able to explain how ridiculous of a claim this was. It's helpful to hear as an adult. But 8-year-old me didn't have a leg to stand on at the time. I was just trying not to burn in hell for all eternity, grinning face with sweat.
Godzilla, because God's name shouldn't be used like that. Told his kids there was a spelling error, and it's actually called Goodzilla.
I wanted to learn to play the violin as a child, but was told I couldn't because it was the devil's instrument.
The peace symbol. My HS biology teacher saw me wearing one and explained the peace symbol. It's an inverted cross. The sides have been bent down and away from God.
The same teacher who taught abstinence-only Sexy D class took away my deck of magic cards because they were satanic. How am I supposed to keep my virginity without my magic cards?
The Little Mermaid.
14-year-old me with a CD player.
The sound of an electric guitar. Mental gymnastics.